the front of the box. Hey there all, before I get this video started, I know that this topic is very contentious and usually I wait a while for things to cool down before I sound in on things, purposely to avoid bandwagoning or anything like that. So I am not a bandwagoneer, but I do want you to know that I'm very much under the impression that my particular ROG Ally was defective. I think that what we're seeing in the wide difference in opinions on this isn't that one group is covering up and the other group doesn't know what they're doing. I think what we have is a fairly high defect rate in the first batch of these, and that we are just seeing a wide variety of issues with it. I had a number with mine, and I have a friend who has one, and it's been perfectly fine. So it's hard to conclude otherwise, you know? Just, I know that every item or every new thing that gets released has growing pains. And I also know that, you know, people sometimes don't get a product or they don't want to put in the effort for the product. But this particular launch, I think, has seen some problems. So anyway, when you're watching this, please note that I'm reasonably sure my device was actually defective, and this isn't the general experience that people who have the ROG Ally have. All right, that's it. Let's get going with it. Well, hello there, real gamers. Retro Rob here, and welcome to Retro Rob Plays Everything. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is your first time, you should probably pick a different video, to be honest. I generally don't do talking head stuff, so yeah, this is going to be a little bit not as good as my usual stuff. But anyway, point of the video is I'm recording this right before I return my ROG Ally to Best Buy. And this was a hard decision to make, but I think I'm making the right decision, and I'm going to get into it with you. By the way, if anybody, if you see comments down below about how it's one of those things, hey, if you don't like to tweak stuff, all that stuff, then they didn't watch the video. Because I'm going to start with number one. I'm an experienced technician. I've been doing it for 25 years. Different parts of IT, by the way. I started out as a technician and worked in security and done quite a bit in IT. So I'm an experienced IT person. I love to play with stuff. My first Windows handheld was the GPD Win. Really love that device. Love tweaking, modifying, all that stuff is really great to me. Again, I do a lot of videos on indie handhelds like that stuff. So it's not a problem with that. And I'm also going to mention that I don't think that everybody's having the same problems that I'm having. I think that there's a bad batch in there somewhere. I think that that's what's actually going on here, because I've got a friend that has this device, same month that it was made, and he has none of the problems that I have. So there's something going on. But anyway, I'm going to start with what I like about the device. I love the way this feels in my hands. I have a Steam Deck. I like it as well. But this is just a slight bit lighter, but it feels a lot lighter. You know what I mean? It's not actually that much lighter, but it feels like it's lighter. I also like just the feel of it in my hands is a little bit more, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It feels a little bit more solid. Not that the Steam Deck is cheap. I think the Steam Deck feels great, but this feels just a little bit better. Asus's experience in feel, what is it? Just the feel of the device, it shows in this device. At first, I didn't really like the thumbsticks, but I grew to like them over time. So I don't mind those. A lot of people have complained about where the thumbsticks are located, but you do adapt to it, and it's not too bad. Nubs could be better, but they're not terrible. Love these triggers. I know other people complained about it, and I like the bumpers. And I love the screen. It looks great. And when this thing's playing, it plays really well. And I also love the sound system. I think this is probably one of the best sounding game systems I've had probably ever. It sounds really good. It's got a nice speaker system. I really like it. So what's the big problem? The problem is once you get playing with it. And I'm going to talk about the first problem I had. And it was playing Tales of Arise, which is a game I'm trying to finish. I've actually got it installed on about everything in my house right now. It hitched a little bit when I was playing it, which that's fine, whatever. It's good on the Steam Deck, but I mean the Steam Deck's playing it at a lower resolution. I understand that. I'm willing to live with that, but what I did find is the right and left triggers were not reliably working. So you dodge with your right trigger, and you can call up characters. Your party's split like in two sections. Like you've got, your forward people, and you got some people held in reserve. Well, with your left trigger, you call them the reserve people. And what I found is, number one, I couldn't dodge reliably. Like, it worked 1 out of every 4 times when I did it. A problem I've not had on any of the other platforms. And then the other problem is when I was calling in reserves, it's like it would flicker. It would bring up the menu, then drop the menu, then bring it up, then drop it. I was having problems with that left and right. I checked the cabling. It was fine. I played other games, and it showed up in some games and didn't show up in others. Really weird, because I played some Tiny Tina's on it, and it was fine. So I don't get what was going on with that. But it was kind of game-breaking for Tails to have that going on, because I couldn't dodge enemy attacks. So that was a problem. But I did find that the .19 update fixed that. And it didn't fix it, but it got a lot better under that update for some reason. It was doing a lot better. But unfortunately, all of a sudden my frame rates dropped. Now, here's the thing with this. I've heard it both ways. And my friend Ryan, no problem with this. But on my machine, not only did I get frame rate drops, but I got these micro stutters that would just, it would kill gameplay on almost every game, except for really low-end games. On any like mid to high-end game, it would just kill the games. And again, my friend Ryan didn't get that on his. Don't know why. He's running .19, no problems with it, but I had a problem. I downgraded to 17, it got rid of that, but then my other problem came back up. So that was kind of annoying. Either way, I wasn't going to be able to play some of the games I wanted to, so that's an annoyance. Now that's a thing where you wait a couple days, they'll probably clear it up and get it going. But then the other thing I had with it was that the the software wouldn't hold my settings. So like you can program these, here, let's take these out. You can program these back nubs, and I program them to A and B because I'm a weirdo. And that's not that weird, but it didn't hold it. It would work for a while, and then sometimes it would load a couple times, be fine, and then you'd load it again. Guess what? Settings gone. Don't get it. Did I mention I did like break it open and try reseating some of the cabling for it, because I'd heard that came loose, but I think that only applies to the shoulder ones. But anyway, I did check the cabling. Everything seemed tight in it. I'm not adverse to busting things open, and I know things happen in shipping, rush schedules. I don't hold that kind of stuff against a company. But anyway, it wasn't that. After reseating everything, it still wasn't working right. Let's see, I mentioned the firmware thing was kind of weird. that I had to downgrade the firmware. That was not too bad. I'll give you a trick for that if you're keeping yours. A lot of people like put in an extra drive or whatever, or put in an adapter, USB-C adapter. Don't do this permanently, but you can, if you turn off your BitLocker in the BIOS, you can see your file system. So you can just drop it in your file system. And then don't forget, just secure your OS again after you're done. Turn that BitLocker back on. But anyway, the other problem I had, and this one was it. This was the game breaker for me. This is the end of the line. I get probably at best 45 minutes of gameplay before my battery dies. Insane. Again, Ryan tested this one for me this morning, and he's getting about an hour and a half, which is not too bad. I could definitely accept that. I got a Steam Deck. It's not like it does amazing. But 45 minutes on Tails is ridiculous. So I tried a system restore. I tried defaulting everything. In case you're wondering on the performance front, I did do most of the tweaks that you generally do to Windows. Like I did turn off memory isolation on it, and I also turned off the virtualization on the BIOS. But even though I was kind of planned to use that, I kind of wanted to play some Android games on it. But yeah, well, that's life, right? But anyway, yeah, I tried a system restore. I tried a few things to better manage the power. Nothing. It just consistently is getting terrible, awful battery life. And in the end, even though I don't use it mobile that much, 45 minutes combined with the other problems has basically had me spending way more time like just getting this to work. And I'm not talking tweaking out settings. I mean just getting base functionality to work out of it. Then I spent playing it. And in the end, I think this thing needs some more time to bake. Or I think more likely some of these are just defective. I think there's a defective batch in there. And I got one of them. And I'm going to wait a little while and see how this device shakes out before I give it another try again. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Regrettably, because I really do like it. It's just that, I bought it to play games on, and it's not really doing that job very well. Anyway, hey, I want to thank you guys very much for watching this. Appreciate it. If you enjoy your ROG Ally, let me know down below. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a different opinion on this than I do. And also, if you had no problems with yours, let me know, because I think people need to know that, because all you're hearing really right now, especially on the Facebook group, are the negative comments. It is nice to hear some positive stuff about it, even though I didn't like it. I don't judge people because they like something I didn't, is what I'm saying. Yeah, could have said that in one sentence instead of 8. Anyway, hey, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe for more, ring that bell, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.